everyone, and welcome to another episode of Professional American. Man, it's been a while. Looks like the last time I left you a little bit of some content here was the beginning of April. It's been a little bit. I've been a teensy bit busy, which is essentially what kind of got this podcast pushed to the back burner. But I figured I'm here. I have a little bit of time, so let's get this party started. So this episode is just going to be another recap, honestly, because like I said, I've been busy and haven't had really time to sit down and put thoughts to paper to a dedicated topic show. So this will be a little bit of a recap as well. So this will be recapping the last April, May, June, 3 months. So we'll do a 3-month recap here. So it looks like the last time I chatted with you guys, I talked about detailing over the winter. I talked about 2 vehicles, I believe, 3 vehicles that I did. Briefly talked about the lift kits, talked about Wookiees, and I had a little bit of a rant. We'll see if a rant comes out of this today. I don't have a rant scheduled, so we'll see. Not that there's a lack of things to rant about, but we'll see how this one goes. So let's see here. Let's kind of recap what's been going on here at the old Ambrose place of residence and bearded detailer. Oh, been busy, been real busy. Hope you all are doing well. This year for the business kind of exploded, and not really complaining about that. Let's see. I actually did some of my accounting yesterday since it was, first day of the new quarter. So I had to make sure everything was good to go. If I remember correctly, math wise, I believe I'm up 24% from last year's business, which is, I've been busy. So that's the good news, bad news. I mean, can't really complain about being busy. Let's see here. Let's go back to back into April here. So I think one of the first jobs I had for April was helping out a good friend of mine and of the show, Eric, with his Mark IV R32. Now I'm not going to go through all the jobs I've done because that would be a very long podcast, but you can always check out the Bearded Detailer website for the blog for any of the updates there. I try to put everything there, or over on Instagram as well. But we'll kind of get into Wookiees because I mentioned that in the last one. So Wookiees this year was great success. It was good to go down, even though we were just down in October. 6 months later, we were down there in April, but getting to see more people, see more cars. It's always a great event. It really is truly one of my favorite things for the year, and went very, very well. Helped Eric get his R32, his Mark IV, ready for the trip, which was his first time taking that one down. And so there was some mechanical stuff that had to get done, and gave it a quick little detail as well so this way it would look all nice for its first trip down there. So that got done. I didn't have much to do on the R32 prior to going down. However, I did have the coolant hoses needed to get replaced because they were damn near ready to explode. I had a leak on the car at one point. I thought, so my level of diagnosing here, there was oil in the coolant, not the other way around, that's the good news. I thought it was the DSG cooler because I know they tend to go bad, the oil cooler for the DSG. So I replaced that, upgraded it to the Audi version, which is a little bit bigger, and the leak did not seem to get worse. It did get better, but there was still some residual in there. Did some flushes, didn't really help. Well, it helped a little bit. And then I replaced the hoses when I found the bubbles in the hoses. So there must have been enough oil in there to kind of ruin the rubber hoses. So I did replace all of the hoses with silicone hoses. Then the thermostat broke on me down there. Thermostat housing broke on me down there. It was a whole ordeal. So I replaced that with a brand new one when we got home. Did the engine oil cooler, the radiator. Man, it was just a lot of repairs on that, but Should be good now. God, I hope for a while. So, but other than that, no issues. Let's see. Moving on here. Let me highlight some of these vehicles here. I did have a Ford Explorer ST come in at the end of April, which I thought, I've seen them out there. I've seen several more since doing this one. Maybe because now it's on the radar, I am a little bit more attuned to them. But I don't hate them. They're actually, especially the ST, in the right color. I think it's a really sharp looking vehicle, and the inside's pretty nice for a domestic vehicle. Usually, that's one of my biggest critiques of domestic vehicles, that their interiors are crap. Usually, I've become more accustomed and favorable to European interiors, but this one's not bad. If I had to gun ahead buy an American SUV, the Explorer ST is not bad. I don't mind it. So did a wash and wax on that, and again, sharp car. It was white. Obviously, is my favorite color. so that got done. Let's see. Coated a new Tesla. That was nice. Let's see here. Something other. I did get to coat friend Kevin his S4, new to him S4. He did sell the 500 horsepower 240, and he picked up a 2014 S4 for his daily / toy, kind of, check all the boxes car. And I did Opticoat Pro 3 on that, which is, so for ceramic coatings, as far as they go, for Opticoat, it goes Gloss Coat, which is a consumer one, then Paint Guard, which is the first Pro one, and then Pro, and then Pro Plus, and then they came out with Pro 3, which is supposed to be the best of the best. And I will tell you, it was a different experience putting it on. Slight learning curve with that. It gets more difficult the more layers you put on, but man, is it the finished result it's phenomenal. So I'm looking forward to. For Kevin to hold on to that car, and hopefully he holds on to it for quite a while, so that I can see the evolution of how that coating holds up over the years. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's see here. Robert brought his fleet over. It's him and his dad. Their fleet of cars. So if you follow me on the Bearded Detailer, you would have seen a bunch of Mercedes, a bunch of low mileage Mercedes that came, and low mileage 911, that all, and Macan and Porsche Macan and Pacifica, they all belong to the same family. He brings them over once a year for a once a year cleanup. They don't get too dirty, but he just wants some maintenance once a year, and I'm very appreciative of that. So he brought that over. His fleet had an awesome, unique vehicle that I'm sure won't probably see too many of. I will definitely be seeing this car again, but this is the Audi SQ8, which is, man, it is definitely a sharp-looking car. Adam brought me his S3 years ago to get coated, and he still has it for a daily driver, but he picked up this brand new Audi SQ8. And let me pull up the specs in front of me, because it is definitely an amazing. So first of all, I did not know they had a Q8 for the longest time. So what they did is, so Audi had, let's see, they had the Q3, no, they had the Q5 and the Q7. Those were the first. They're small and they're large SUV. Then they introduced the Q3, at least here in America, and then most recently they introduced the Q8, which to my understanding is essentially the Q7, but without the third row and more of a sportback version of the Q7. So it's definitely a very niche car. It's not for everybody, but let's see, the SQ8. I'm going to pull that up here because he let me drive it, and wow, it is so it's a 500 horsepower V8. I mean, I believe it's a twin turbo 4-liter, I believe, is the motor. That thing boogies, and it especially boogies for the fact that it weighs 5,500 pounds. I mean, 0 to 60 is in 3.6 seconds. That is ridiculous. There are cars half that weight that can't do double that 0 to 60 time. It's insane, but super comfortable. And oddly enough, the interior is not super cluttered or complicated. It's pretty refined. The only thing that would take a little bit of getting used to is the touch screen, is the haptic, kind of like our phones. It's similar to that. So that takes a little getting used to, but it has the cooled seats, heated and cooled seats. It's all Alcantara and leather inside, and I did some coatings on it back. Was that in May? I think that was beginning of June. I did that. So I used the OptiGuard fabric and leather. So I coated all the leather, coated all the fabric on the inside, and coated all of the glass on the outside. So the windshield, side mirrors, side windows, rear windshield, sunroof. That all got coated with OptiGlass Pro, and I did OptiCoat Pro on all the wheels. And it was a full takeoff, so I took the wheels off, did the faces, did the barrels, so they'll be a lot easier to clean. And man, those 22-inch wheels weigh they weigh a lot. They have to weigh close to 80 pounds with the tires on. It's insane. But it definitely a sharp car. He had it wrapped in like a nice. It's lighter than a baby blue. It's a weird light bluish grayish looking color. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting. But it's unique. It looks good. He brought it back for a wash this past week, so that was here. But yeah, definitely an awesome car. I'll be seeing it more often. But that was probably the most unique car that I got to do over the last couple months. Borrowed my parents' All-Track for a week to do their 60,000 mile maintenance on them, and also polished up the car for them, something it hadn't had done since it was brand new. So that was nice to get that Tornado Red popping again. Let's see here. Good friend Alex brought over, well, I went and got it for him, but brought over his Jeep Gladiator to do a cleanup on that as well, and managed to squeeze that in the garage after taking 30 psi out of the tires to get it to fit. Stock stock does fit, because I had it in last year and it fit, but he added I think he said a 2-inch leveling kit to it to get that to raise it up a bit. But let's see here. So that's been my job in a nutshell. I've done a lot of interiors the last couple months too, which is fine. They do get a little tedious for me, so after a while it is nice to get a break from them, because being over 6 foot, for me to kind of twist and squeeze myself into back seats, underneath seats, it gets old after a while. But did a lot of interior cleanups, a lot of washes and waxes. I think the only coatings I've done this year have been, the Subaru Outback, which I talked about before. Oh, Kevin's S4, and then the SQ8 coatings, but that was the interior, not exterior. So I did that's all I did for coatings. I did recoat the All-Track hatch, since that got replaced from our little incident with the parking brake somehow letting it roll out of a spot and running into a truck. But so I did finally take the time to correct and the rear bumper, rear hatch, and coat them to match the rest of the car after the bodywork had gotten done by Kroll's Customs, which if you ever need any bodywork in your Lehigh Valley, please check out Josh over at Kroll's Customs. Great work. He did all the rust repair on the R32, and he did the All-Track hatch and bumper, so I will continue to go to him as long as he is available. So as far as that goes, business-wise, there's much more, but I can't go through everything here. It's quite a bit. Like I said, we covered Wookiees, covered some recap here. I've still been plugging away at my other podcast, Tales of Honor podcast. So if you are interested in some military history, specifically regarding the Medal of Honor, which is the nation's highest military award for valor, go check out Tales of Honor podcast. Everywhere you listen to podcasts, wherever you're listening to this right now, you can also find that. Been doing that for 2017. So 4 years. And I have the mission to tell all 3,500 plus stories. And I'm only 400 and some deep. So I got a while. But go check that out. Let's see what else we got here. The weather's been hot. Oh, you know what I can talk about? I bought myself a Traeger. I've wanted a smoker for a very, very long time, and I finally got one. I finally broke down. You know, I had a busy couple weeks, and I told myself, you know what? I'm a nice guy. Maybe I deserve a nice thing once in a while, and I did go out and get myself a Traeger 575. So it's not their smallest, it's not their biggest. It's kind of right in the middle. It does fit the size for what we need. I don't entertain many parties, so I don't need a massive smoker. So from what we've done so far on it, it's been the perfect size. So it's definitely a learning curve. I was getting really good at getting stuff done on our propane grill, which I still have. So this is definitely a completely different ball of wax to deal with. But I've been enjoying smoking all the meats and anything else I can put in there. It's been good. It's been really good. So got that. Picked up a used freezer off of Marketplace that I hope lasts a while, because we have a quarter cow coming that we ordered back home from a local butcher shop back home where my parents live. So we have a quarter cow coming. So I needed extra space, and our little our little chest freezer that we had was not going to cut it. So we need a little bit more room. So got myself a pretty good deal on a used one, especially since all the prices on new stuff have been just skyrocketing. I was looking at a freezer a couple months ago, and then I put it off. And I went and looked again last week, and the one I was looking at and went up about $200. So prices are going up, just like everything else. I mean, has anything been going on that I don't know about? Oh, I don't know. Gas prices going up. Groceries in general are going up. Lumber prices going up. I mean, do I even want to go down that road? Do I even want to go down the rant, the political rant? I feel some of you would want me to do that. But I feel some of you would not want me to do that. It's insane. I will say one thing that has not been going up as of recently, and actually I'm going to pull this up, is ammo prices have not been going up. They've been coming down slightly. Let me pull up where I usually buy my ammunition and see. I usually shop at MidwayUSA.com. They have pretty damn good prices here. Shipped right to my door. Let's see here. So oh wow, it went down even more. I might have to make another purchase when this is over. So for a 55 grain 5.56 by 45 Full Metal Jacket, it is now at around 58 to 60 cents a round. That is not bad. So if you want to buy a box of 30, it is now $18, which is $16 or 16 cents a round. And that doesn't include shipping, but they do run free shipping promos every once in a while. So that's the good news, is ammo is finally going down a little bit. I'm curious if the demand is going down. In the beginning of last year, there was a legitimate shortage. So if anyone's heard of or knows of the quote unquote ammo shortage, it's a little deceiving. From everything I've read about it, all the interviews I've read or listened to, it was twofold. In the beginning, there was a shortage. Plants had to shut down because of quote unquote COVID. What I would rather call the government response to COVID. So plants had to shut down or limit their employee working force. And then there was a shortage in getting primers and stuff like that. But then there was an increase in demand. So it was twofold. So even if the shortage was not there, the demand had skyrocketed. So that kind of accentuated the shortage. So it was a little twofold. But I mean, for this same round, I mean, for 5.56, which is one of the most popular rounds in the country, I mean, it's a hunting round, plus it's the most common round for the AR platform. You know, for any sort of semi-automatic rifle, that is the round. They did reach almost $1 a round, probably around the January point, January of 2021-ish, between December of 2020 and January 2021. They went up to almost $1 a round, which ironically is when I started buying it. Of course. But so to see it now drop from January to July, so within 6 months, it has dropped almost 40, a little bit more than 40 cents a round, which is that's a lot. So that's going down. So if you're bummed out about gas prices going up, should be happy about ammo prices going down. Now the availability is the other part. Whoever has it, but that's kind of you gotta shop around. That's why I like Midway. They've been pretty good about having it. So, but yeah, lumber prices. I had to replace the back steps on the porch. There's 12 steps. The treads had finally they were. I'm surprised no one had fallen through any of them. They were starting to really sag and give under weight. So the previous, whoever built it, they had used 2x4s to do the treads. So 3 2x4s. I then, instead of buying 2x4s, I bought 2x6s. And for 8 2x6 by 10 foot boards, it was $144. That's it. 8 boards was almost $150 freaking dollars. That is insane. Let me just say, I'm really happy I built the chicken coop that I built last year and not this year, because last year that coop and pen probably cost me about $700 to $800 to build in total. That's chicken wire, paint, hardware, boards, everything. And I would probably be, if I had to build that now, I'd probably spend either $1,500 to $1,800 to do the same thing, if not more. It's insane. But hey, I guess some people just did not. They kept their short-term glasses on and didn't grab a pair of long-term glasses to see how things would play out when certain decisions were made last year. Guess not. If you want me to go down that rabbit hole of a rant, let me know. I will. I'm not beneath that. So yeah, let me know. Other than that, I really don't know what else to talk about. I wanted to talk about I do want to talk about some of the health issues, not issues, but concerns that I've been having for myself regarding the burn pit stuff in Afghanistan. I wanted to do a dedicated episode about that, but before I do that, I want to actually compile information and have it all in front of me and not just do it on a whim. I'm okay for those who are actually concerned, all 2 of you. But it's something I do want to talk about, and I've always, if you follow me on Instagram, on at least the Bearded Detailer, I will always share anything that has to do with the burn pit situation, and for overseas, anyone who's deployed overseas, and not even to Iraq and Afghanistan, even down people who deployed to Africa or anywhere else that puts you in direct contact with burn pits. I will forever use whatever voice I do have, whether I'm talking to one person, 10 people, or 100 people. I will always share that because it's something that is a growing concern of mine, especially since, being someone that was exposed to that stuff, and it'll forever be in the back of my head. But I've gone down I've had some tests done, and I would like to talk about that, but I want to kind of get all my eggs in one basket before I go down that route. And this way I'm not just rambling on, kind of like I'm doing right now. But what's coming up here. And I'm going to do my best to freaking keep to a schedule. And I said I was going to do this on the first Friday of every month. As I flip my calendar here, because I forgot to do that yesterday. I said I was going to do that. And so what's coming up this month for me? This month, and I'll obviously check that out. We'll recap on the next one. This month, obviously, this weekend is 4th of July weekend. So that's, of course, I'm going to be having some food, watching some fireworks. We're going to go to a drive-in movie with the family. And maybe cutting the grass today, actually, if I can get it done in between raindrops. Kind of needs to get done. But I'm also waiting for an arbor belt for my tractor, for old Alice, my 1979 Alice Chalmers 716 Hydro. Thing's a beast. Love that tractor. I'm waiting for an arbor belt to come. My old one snapped last week, and my spare is stretched, and I don't want to snap my spare. So hopefully I get that done today. Let's see. I will be driving. I have some. I have a really interesting car. It was supposed to come today, but weather would not allow it to come. I have a Cobra, not a real Shelby Cobra, but a replica coming. It was supposed to come yesterday and today, but the weather, obviously it has no top to it, so it can't be driven. So it's coming on Monday. So I will have that to go over next. So if you want to check out my the Bearded Detailer feed next week on Monday and Tuesday, I will have that here for some work. That'll be nice. What else am I doing? I have an SQ5 coming up. I will be driving to Chicago this upcoming weekend, the 10th and 11th. I'll be out in Chicago area. So if you're out there and want to grab a meal, I don't know why my phone just screenshot, but it definitely just did. Let me know. And then good friend of mine and the show, Eric, will be bringing his new motorbike over for some coatings. That'll be great. I am on a wait list for a track day on the 14th as well, so we'll see if first track day for the year. I had one scheduled, and I woke up with a headache that was so bad it was almost debilitating for me. So I had to postpone that. I had to cancel that one, which was nice. They gave me store credit for the next one, so got that coming up. This month is slowly starting to kind of thin out a little bit, which is, and a break from the work is nice. So hopefully the rest of this month I can maybe get some chores that I need to get done around the house. Maybe I can work on that. Let's see. I think that's all I have. I think that's all I got. So if there is a topic that you'd like me to talk about, you know how to get a hold of me. There's, the website, thebeardeddetailer.com/professionalamerican. Go and check that out. You can submit questions. You can submit topics there. There's a suggestion box. There's a Q&A submission. You can also listen to all the episodes there if you need if you're listening to this and don't know how to listen to it, it's kind of weird, but let me know. Let me know if you have a question, if you want me to answer something, if you want me to rant about something. You tell me. I have no problem coming up with things, but sometimes it's things I want to talk about are not always things that you want to listen to or talk about. So drop me a line, and I guess that's it for this time. Keep it simple. KISS, keep it simple, stupid. I'm the stupid one here. So, all right, that's it for this episode of Professional American. Happy 4th of July, everybody. America, still the greatest country on the face of the planet. If you're listening to this and you were born in America or live in America right now, you won the lottery of life. You get to live in the greatest country on earth, despite what anybody says. And if you don't believe me, I implore you to go live somewhere else and sell me your house for $1 in the meantime. All right, everybody. We'll catch you next time.